Hello everybody, I'm Diadon Kukla, and I'm going to show you how to get started as a Kid Critic family. We're going to start off on the membership landing page, and I'm sure you've already noticed that the membership portion to our website is under construction, and I don't want this to concern you at all. There's a lot of really fun and exciting things going on with our site right now, but in the meantime, you have everything that you need to get started as a Kid Critic family right here. You can get certified as a Kid Critic family. You can get trained. You have all the training videos. You also can go out and start conducting your reviews as soon as you're certified, and then you can upload them to our website, all from this page right here. But some of the things that you can expect from the new membership portion to our website, and our relaunch date is June 1st. So some of the things that you can expect is that the new site will look very similar to YouTube. It'll be a video sharing site. So you'll be able to see how many people have watched your review. You'll be able to comment on other people's reviews. One of the things that I really like, and it's going to be so convenient, is that when you upload a video, it will automatically reduce the file size to what it needs to be. The way that it stands right now is there's a limitation on the file size that can be uploaded to our site. What I typically have to do, to be honest, and it's kind of a pain, but I do it, is I will go to YouTube, I will upload whatever video review that I want to submit, because they automatically reduce the file size to what it needs to be. And I set that on private so nobody can see that. And then I download the smaller file version of that video, and then I upload it to our site, and then I delete it from YouTube. It's a hassle, I have to admit. And so one of the things that we are improving upon is the ability to reduce that file size. It's going to be so great. Something else that I really am excited about is with our new site, you will be able to see any appointments that the Critique by Kids staff has already set up for reviews. Those previously scheduled review appointments will become available on our site for you to claim. So some Kid Critic families really just enjoy setting up their own appointments. They get paid more if they set up their own appointment, if they sign up the business. And then go out and conduct that. They get paid $75 to do all of that. But some people don't feel that comfortable with reaching out to business owners and setting up those appointments for review. And in that case, you will have the ability to look at the ones that our team has scheduled and claim them so that you can still be earning $40 for conducting those reviews. So that's going to be really great. You'll be able to see what's available and have access to all upcoming appointments when those ones become available. And then finally, I'm so excited about this one. We are the new site is going to be responsive. So right now there's limitations. You can only see us on the computer, but the new site you will be able to see on any device, your tablet, your phone, whatever. Take us with you wherever you go. You will be able to have us with you. And so that's going to be wonderful. Great additions. So the first thing that you're going to want to do now that you have signed up to be a member of Critique by Kids and want to become a Kid Critic family, you're going to want to go to this link right here, Kid Critic Family Information Packet zip file. Download that to your computer, and once it's downloaded, you can go to your download files and look for, let me just show you what it says here. It says right here, it'll say Kid Critic Family Packet or Information Packet zip right there. So you're going to look for that in your download file. And once you open that up, this is what it's going to look like. The first thing that you're going to notice is that there are different checklists: activity, class, hotel, restaurant, and store. Now these are the actual checklists that you're going to want to take with you when you are conducting your review. This kind of gives you a gauge what you should judge, what you should be looking for, and kind of helps keep everything uniform in each category. So make sure you take those with you. You're going to want to fill out your consent release form, your child enrollment form, and your W-9 form. All of these forms we're going to need back from you. You can print them off, fill them out, scan them, and email them back to us at info@critiquebykids.com. We need these for tax and legal purposes, so they're very important for you to fill out. And then you're going to want to click on this Kid Critic packet right here, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. This is your Critique by Kids Family Kid Critic packet. And I'm going to go over this with you. Let's just go to page 2. Page 2 is just a welcome letter. We're so excited to have you a part of our team. And if you have any questions, feel free to send them to info@critiquebykids.com so we can help you. So page 3 shows how to get started as a Kid Critic family, and it's important to get certified. Before you're able to conduct reviews, we ask that you get certified as a Kid Critic family. The first step is, I already talked to you about this, to fill out these 3 forms, to fill them out, scan them, and email them back to us at info@critiquebykids.com. Then you're going to want to watch and I would say study the training videos. Make sure that you're completely comfortable and familiar with our business model and everything that we have to offer both businesses, fundraising groups, and families. And so we have a number of training videos for you to watch. Scheduling a review, attending a review appointment, editing and submitting a review, and also how to create a video snippet for social media, which is going to be very important. The businesses really like having the full review on our website, but then also having a small, just kind of video teaser, if you will, to put on their social media outlets and to be able to share them on their site as well. So that's very important. Once you are completely comfortable with the training videos and our business model, then it's time for you to create your practice video. Now, your practice video is not a review that is done at a business. It is something that you just do and don't get paid for it. It's just something that you do for training purposes. So it doesn't have to be overly complicated either. It could be as simple as going to your favorite park and doing a review of your favorite park, or going to your school and having your kids conduct a review of your school. Some families like to do little Critique by Kids promotional videos, almost commercials that they could put on YouTube, and those are awesome and fun. And then finally, some people have even gone to nonprofit organizations to do a review of their facilities. So the guidelines on that is some nonprofit organizations charge a fee. So a children's museum, for example, is a nonprofit organization typically, and they charge an entry fee. And so that is not something that we would do a practice video on. We would still charge them for that review. But say it's a free museum. I think the National Infantry Museum in Columbus, Georgia, that was a practice review because it was a free entry nonprofit museum that the kids went to. They still had to get permission to be able to do that review, but since there was no entry fee, we then don't have a fee that we charge for those reviews, and we use those for practice videos. And that one's a good one to do as well, because that way you actually get the experience to interact with the business representative and actually going to a facility to conduct the review, but it's still practice. It's not something that you get paid for. So Figure out where you want to do your practice review, write it out, what you want to say, plan the shots. And sometimes you don't even know which shots you want to take until you actually get there. But you can kind of plan it a little bit in advance by doing a little bit of research online. And then while you're there, what I typically do to keep it very simple is I just kind of look around and I kind of plan my strategy. And if there's a shot that I don't really like, let's just say my kids start bickering a little bit, or maybe they're at a children's museum and they're, fighting over a puppet or something. And I really don't want that on my video. I have no use for it. And I know I'm going to edit that out later. I will just delete that little clip or just kind of make a note to myself, hey, skip that part in the video or whatever. But you can do during your practice video and during your regular paid reviews, make sure that you kind of keep a mental note of how you want to edit your video and do everything that you can. I always start filming and then stop filming and do them in little segments so that I can do some pre-editing work while we're actually there, and it saves so much time. And then finally, upload your video to your practice video to YouTube. Make sure you mark it unlisted until we actually have the time to watch that review, and we'll send you over your strengths, and maybe there's some things that you need to improve upon. Sometimes there's not, and so we'll just let you know, hey, if your video is a little bit fuzzy, we'll just say make sure that it's focused, and these are our guidelines. But typically, if you stay with the standards that we have, make sure that there's no swearing in there or anything inappropriate for children, and it's clear and the sound quality is good, then you're pretty good. So don't worry about it. Don't stress out about it. It's very simple to do. But it is important for us to have that practice video so that we know the types and quality of review that you're going to be submitting. And then once your practice video is approved, you will be a certified Kid Critic family, and you're now set to conduct business reviews and to make some money. Oops, I went the wrong way. Okay, so on page 4 of the Kid Critic packet is our step-by-step critique process for our video review. So it's important to have that consent form. And then how we communicate. Social media is huge for us. And so it's important to have at least one social media outlet that you are signed up for. And then with your whatever social media outlets you have, make sure that you follow us as well and we can connect. So if it's Facebook, if you have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, make sure that you subscribe or like or follow or whatever the terminology is. Connect with us on those social media outlets. One of the main reasons for having a social media account connected with Critique by Kids is that every review needs and I talked about this just a little bit, needs a promo video or a snippet video that is created especially for social media. So if I go to a children's museum, I'm going to create a full review, but I'm also going to create just like a 30-second, maybe even, 20-second, whatever, just a little promo or commercial type of a video that I will upload to my own social media account. I will tag the business. So I'll tag the Children's Museum and I will tag Critique by Kids so that the business can use that little snippet video for their promotional purposes. And it's something that we use to continue the advertising for that business and have that social media benefit for them. So it's something that they're paying for. So it is very important that you have at least one social media account. The next step is to submit your request for a review. When we have the new site up and going, you will be able to see which reviews have already been conducted. You'll be able to see which reviews are available and which ones have been claimed. And you'll also be able to see which businesses, people, are working with currently, but haven't turned in their reviews yet. So you'll be able to see all of that on our new site. But right now you don't have the benefit of being able to see all that. So we ask that before you contact a business to set up that review, just let us know which ones you want to contact and reach out to. We want to make sure that we don't have 100 people contacting the same place. So just make sure that you submit that, and we'll tell you which ones are available to reach out to. And if you're one of the first people in a new area, I mean, you have that benefit of having a wide range of businesses to reach out to. So, and then also, when you are signing up your appointments for review, make sure that, and this brings us to step 4. So make sure that you're contacting locally owned businesses. And by that, we don't mean only businesses in your local area. We mean that businesses that do not have multiple locations. So even if you want to schedule a review while you're traveling, make sure that you're contacting businesses that are locally owned to that area. And any national chain businesses like Hilton or Olive Garden or Chick-fil-A or whatever, those places we will reach out and schedule those reviews for you. And we're working with a lot of the national chain businesses right now. And so when those appointments become available, we will let you all know and you can claim them. And also our staff is working with locally owned businesses and setting up reviews with them. So there will be a wide range of options for you to choose from that businesses and reviews that have been set by our team. But we want to make sure that Kid Critics are comfortable and able to set up their own appointments if necessary as well. If you want to claim one of the reviews that our team has previously scheduled, it's important to know that you can only claim one at a time. Now, if you set up your own appointments for review, say you're going on a trip and you want the entire trip paid for by doing reviews and you're actually essentially getting paid to go on vacation, that's fine. You can go ahead and schedule those reviews on your own, and that's wonderful. You can do as many of those as you want. Just make sure that you are able to conduct the review and then edit and upload them to our site within the 2-week required time frame, which is very easy to do even while you're traveling. So it's reasonable that you could do that. But if you take one that we have scheduled, you have to turn in that review before you're able to claim another one. We want to make sure that we have those reviews available for everyone, and we don't want somebody to go, oh, I really like, everything in my area, so I want to do this one and claim everything, and then you don't leave those those previously scheduled reviews available to other people. And so we just ask that you take one of those at a time. And hey, if you want to take one and go and do that review and you're able to turn it in within a few hours, I mean, you can certainly do one every day if you'd like to, but just make sure that you have that review uploaded before you claim another one. Be prepared. It's super important that you are prepared. The night before a review, make sure that all your recording devices are charged, that you have a spare memory card, that you have backup release forms. I mean, let's just say that you're there and a staff member wants to be in the video. You have to make sure that they fill out that consent form. Otherwise, we won't be able to film them. So make sure that you have backup release forms. Make sure that your children are well rested and that you've talked to them about how to behave and interact with the staff, and make sure that they're ready to have fun. I mean, you want them to have fun with this, but you also want to make sure that they're at their best. So prepare and make sure you plan what clothes that you want your kids to wear during the review. And you might not realize it, but those things are super important, because let's just say that you have a child that's wearing a lot of stripes and zigzags and polka dots, and on camera that can kind of come across almost blurry or annoying, or it just might bug your eyes. So I always have my kids wear solid colors, make sure that they don't wear anything like logos, and don't have a big Minnie Mouse on their shirt or something like that, because we just can't have that on there. So plan what they're going to wear beforehand, be super prepared. And then be responsible. It's so important that Kid Critic families realize that they are leaders. When they go out, people watch them. And that's one thing I love telling my kids is, hey, you're a leader and you're going to go and have fun. And other kids are going to be watching you, and they're going to look to you as to how they should be behaving. So make sure that, you're very responsible when you're out conducting the reviews, and it teaches kids how to behave appropriately in social situations, not only with setting that example for other children, but let them know that they're responsible for their behavior when talking with business owners, that they're a part of this, and they're going to learn so many valuable skills by interacting in all of these different situations. And make sure that your children know to respect property. A critique by kids is not responsible for any damaged property. And so, make sure that they're aware of how to behave in all those review situations. So, and then conduct the review. Have fun. We want you to have fun with this and enjoy watching your children have fun and eat good food and sleep in really cool hotels and lodges and resorts, and just have fun. We're so excited that you're able to join our team and conduct these reviews. So make sure that while you're out there doing the reviews, that you use the checkoff list, and that afterwards you communicate your review with the business owner. So you don't have to show them your footage of the video, but you do have to kind of go through that checklist and say, hey, this is how we ranked you, and this is why, and look for their strengths. Don't be just so hard on a business and only look at, some weaknesses or whatever. And if there's a lot that you notice, I mean, you're certainly free to share those, but look at the business as a whole. One of the benefits of Critique by Kids and doing a video review is you can see all aspects of that business. Whereas if you look at TripAdvisor or Yelp or whatever, you're just getting one little instance of somebody's experience. So it might just be, hey, they had good hamburgers, or hey, the hotel had stains on the carpet, or whatever. So you're just getting one little tiny thing. And with Critique by Kids, we want to give them the big picture. And so it's okay if there's something that the business can work on. You're actually acting almost like a consultant. So you go in there, you videotape the experience, and then you say, hey, we really like this and this and this and this, but we did notice that maybe the table was sticky, or maybe it was a hotel and the water was super hot, and when you turned on the water and it could have burnt your kids, or just whatever. Talk to them about that so that they're aware of it and they can make sure to fix those things. So that's important that you communicate all that with the business owner. And then talk about it. So this is where we create it says 30 to 60 second promo video, thanking the business for their support. And this, you want to talk about how if you're doing this as a part of a school fundraiser or a sports fundraiser or whatever fundraiser you're a part of, make sure you connect that business through this 30 to 60 second promo video, and we try to keep them on the shorter side, so more closer to 30 seconds than 60 seconds. But make sure you thank the business and connect them to your fundraiser. So if it's a school fundraiser, you might say, hey, I was able to go to the Children's Museum of Atlanta and because I was able to go there, I got paid such and such amount of money. I also was able to help out my school with their school fundraiser, and $100 was donated to my school for that fundraiser. Something. I mean, you could say something like that. And then, but if you're not attached to a fundraiser, then your fundraising money will then go to National Children Feeding Children Day. And so your promo video would be thanking them for helping participate in National Children Feeding Children Day. So make sure that you connect that business with whatever fundraiser that you're working with, even if it is not a specific one, but it's just the one that our backup one, which is National Children Feeding Children. There's more on this, the snippet video. We're creating another, in another training video, you'll be able to see that in detail. So don't worry about the details of that one right now, but just know that that is super important to do. Be very creative and unique. We don't want just the same old dry, hey, this is what we did, kind of video. Try to be creative. I mean, you'll be able to see some of them have different storylines and they're fun or whatever. But be informative as well. However you want to do it is great. But also know that we can't have any third-party music. You can't plagiarize in any way. And so make sure that all the music that you add to it is original or royalty free or whatever. And then if you use a quote used by, that's from somebody else, make sure you just mention this is a quote by blah, 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 whoever. Edit your video, and that whatever program you use is up to you. The basic free ones that come with, the software that you typically use on your computer would be Windows Movie Maker or iMovie Maker. Sometimes people go out and buy a program. It's not a requirement. You can do everything that you need to do on one of these programs, but make sure that you're familiar with the editing process. And sometimes it just takes practice, which is fun because you're learning a new skill, or your children are learning a new skill. So it's fun, and make sure that you become very familiar with the program that you have. Each video should be anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes in length. Okay, we talked about creating your promo video, and again, we will create a training video on that. And then upload your video for review to critiquebykids.com. If it is your promo video, then you upload the promo video to your social media outlet and you tag Critique by Kids and the business. And if you're doing it for your school, I mean, you might even want to tag your school in that as well, or whatever fundraising group you're attached to, you want to tag them also. But you upload your full video to our site, and the 30-second promo video, you upload that on whatever social media outlet you have. Once those are uploaded, then you get paid. And you get paid $40 if you take a review that our staff has scheduled, and $75 if you have scheduled your own review. Critique by Kids is one of the only fundraisers that gives participants an opportunity to make some cash for themselves as well as their fundraising organization, which is so awesome. Because think about all the fundraisers out there, and most of them all of them you have to donate to, or you have to sell, or you have to, do something that you don't really want to do. But with Critique by Kids, it's so awesome because not only are you doing things that you want to do with your family, like going out to eat or going and doing something fun or whatever, going on vacation, but you get paid for it. And knowing that you get paid for your participation as well as your fundraising organization, that's just so rewarding. So we're the only fundraiser out there that does that. So that's really awesome. And you get paid, I've mentioned this before, I just want to go over it. You get paid in 2 ways. If you conduct a review that a Critique by Kids representative has set up and scheduled, then you will receive $40 when you submit that review. If you conduct a review that you have scheduled and set up, then you receive $75. A kid critic must be certified before conducting a review, and that means they have to watch all the training videos and they have to submit a practice review before conducting a business review or attempting to schedule a business review. So I just kind of want to clarify and make sure that you know that you have to be certified before you even attempt to schedule that appointment with a business representative. Sometimes people might think, hey, well, I'll schedule those appointments, and then by the time I'm certified, then I can go out there and do the review. But no, we don't even want you contacting them until you are certified as a Kid Critic family. A review must be completed, edited, and submitted before payment is made, and make sure you submit a complete W-9 form to info@critiquebykids.com. The next section is video review details. So when you're going to conduct the review, make sure that you video inside the business, including all of the decor of the establishment, and make sure that you talk to the business representative and see if there's something that they would like you to feature. You don't have to include every single detail of that business in your video because, I mean, let's just say you're doing a children's museum and there's so much. So that could be a really long video, but include as much as you possibly can in the video. And then during the sign up process for a review, a business is going to sign a location release form. So that's all included in the sign up process. And it's so important that they sign this location release form. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to film inside of their business. So make sure that they have finalize their appointment by going online, by paying, and they have to pay online and signing that location release form. When conducting a business review, it's important to communicate your review with the business representative after you're done filming. So, and that's where the checkoff lists come into play. So make sure that you go over that review with them before you leave. And give an honest review. I mean, if there's an area of concern, point it out, but make sure that you do it in a respectful way. So you don't have to be harsh and negative. And that's one of the other things that I feel is a benefit of Critique by Kids. Oftentimes when people put reviews, negative reviews online, they do it because they're irritated or angry or whatever. We're coming in, again, I'm going to use the word a consultant, we're coming in as a consultant. And if there's an area that a business can improve upon, we want to respectfully express that to them. And then, yes, it's appropriate to include that in a respectful way on the video. But highlight their strengths and do talk about some of the areas that they can improve upon. Make sure that you are considerate of other patrons. So just try not to have any other visitors to that establishment in the video. And if they are in the video, you'll need to have them sign, their parents at least sign a consent form. What I have done in the past is if I'm at a place and it's really busy, there's lots of kids around or whatever, then I'll just wait until there's an opening where it's only my kids. Or if I can't get an opening, I have gone to other parents and have said, hey, do you mind holding your kids back for just 1 second while I get this shot? Because the museum has hired me to create this video for them, and so I can't have any other kids in there unless you want to sign this consent form, and then they can be in the video. But are you okay if I just get this shot really quick? And that has never been a problem. I'm very kind and I try to do it really quick, and then I thank the parents. So just make sure that you're really considerate of the patrons, and if they are in the video, you have them sign a form. And then when conducting a business review, you should be on time for your appointment. The worst thing that you could do is to be, late and especially super late. You don't want to be super late. Like 5 minutes is, understandable, especially when you're trying to pack your kids around to do a review and you want them to be their best. And sometimes crazy things happen. But if you are going to be late, make sure you call the business and let them know that you're running late. And but they expect you at a certain time because that's the most convenient time for them, and you want to be mindful of that. We're going to go over the Critique by Kids policies. Critique by Kids recognizes that our kid critics and their families will serve as leaders for the rest of the country. You will experience all the fun and exciting businesses out there and share your view with the world. And because of this great responsibility, we have set the following policy. Because of this great responsibility, we have set the following policies to ensure a high level of respect for the Critique by Kids name, the businesses we serve, and our kid critic families. So make sure that you choose your words wisely. One swear word in one family is not a swear word in another family. And so just be aware of some of the things that you're saying. When my kids were little, I told them that the word stupid, I still feel weird saying it, but the word stupid was a bad word. And so if they ever heard anybody say stupid, they're like, oh no, that's an awful word. Because I didn't want my children to overuse that word and say, it over and over and over again. So just be mindful of some of the words that you say that, parents might not want their kids to hear. So definitely anything that would be considered a swear word, we avoid that. We don't say the Lord's name in vain or anything that would be derogatory, prejudice, or insulting. So we want to keep those words out of our reviews. Very important to be accepting to everyone. We have a diverse team of kid critic families, and we don't discriminate for any reason. So we expect that same respect and acceptance from our kid critic families. Keep actions kind at all times. Follow the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. Critique by Kids has a zero tolerance policy for any type of violence or unkind behavior. Keep your mind clear and sharp. Critique by Kids is a drug and alcohol-free company. While kid critic families are doing a critique, we do not permit the consumption of drugs or alcohol of any form from participating family members. So if you go out to a restaurant and you're filming your children, please do not have any alcohol with your meal. We want to make sure that we keep our minds very clear and sharp during the filming process. Each kid critic must have a signed consent form. So all kid critics must have something signed by their parents. And if you want to print one out for each child, that's fine. Or if you want to combine each of your children on one form and then just sign the bottom of it, that's fine too. But just make sure that each kid critic has a signed consent form so that they can be filmed. And commitment is super important. When you sign up to do a review, you are committing to Critique by Kids, and you're committing to that business that you are going to conduct that review honestly, that you're going to edit it and submit it within 2 weeks after the review is conducted. And I'm just going to talk about that for a second. If you do not meet that 2-week deadline, then we subtract $10 per week up to, we'll do that 2 times. So if you're a week late, we subtract $10. If you're 2 weeks late, we subtract $20. But then by the 3rd week, if you still haven't submitted it, then we just send somebody else out and you don't get paid for it. We just let somebody else go and do that review. So that's important to know. There is a penalty if you don't get that in within the 2-week time frame. Critique by Kids property. All pictures and videos become property of Critique by Kids and cannot be posted online or any other site other than Critique by Kids. This is, of course, the full reviews. If you have the video snippet reviews for social media, that's fine to post that out there. And one other thing that I really want to say here, but I'm going to say this in another training video, is make sure that you put the Critique by Kids logo and website on every single video, and even your snippet videos. That's really important. And finally, talk about it. Word of mouth is the greatest form of advertisement, and Critique by Kids uses all of our social media outlets to get the word out and to help promote the businesses and the fundraising organizations that we're working with. So be creative and unique. We've talked about that. Be positive and informative. You'll notice that on some of my YouTube videos that we create for our daily, YouTube channel, sometimes my kids are really tired and they're just kind of weighed down and groggy, especially if they've gone out to do a movie premiere and I have them film the review, before they go to bed. It might be super late and they're just so exhausted. So, from my experience, I just want to share with you, if your kids are well rested, then they're able to be their happy, upbeat, positive self. So make sure that they get that rest that they need so that they can have a positive attitude. And then, we talked about being positive in your review. So if you've had a bad experience, you can mention it, but be respectful in your description of the negative situation, because we want to help. We don't want to tear a business down. We're only mentioning these things to help. Send in your video for review. So when your video is finished, then you upload it to the membership portion of our site, and it will automatically go up on our site in the right place that it needs to be. You don't have to worry about, hey, this is actually in Dallas, Texas, and it's a class and it goes in this category. You don't have to worry about that. It'll automatically go where it needs to go. Make sure you include the business address, the website, and a phone number, and any pictures that you've taken. Take still pictures and video while you're doing the review so you can upload all of that. Now, something important to know, that if your video has anything inappropriate in it, something that doesn't fit with the Critique by Kids standards, your video will be tagged immediately and taken down, and you won't get paid for that. So we do have people watching for that. They will be reviewed, and they get tagged pretty quickly. So make sure that you follow these policies, and not just as far as things that are appropriate and inappropriate, but that you have good picture quality and sound quality so that you can definitely get paid for that. And then make sure that you're responsible. We've talked about that, and turning in 2 weeks, and we've talked about the penalty. Videos that are not submitted within 2 weeks will be penalized $10 for each week. And then after that 2-week period of time, by the 3rd week, if you haven't submitted it, then we will send somebody else out and you won't get paid for that video. Once you have turned in your video review, then you get paid, and you can decide who gets the check. So which person do we in your family do we send the check out to? Usually if families have young children, the paycheck typically goes to the parent. But sometimes with older kids, like teenagers, then they take charge. A lot of families just let the teenagers take charge in conducting the reviews and editing and learning all those skills. And so sometimes those parents want their teenagers to get paid and have the check go to them, which is fine. Just let us know. And whoever gets the paycheck, that is the person that needs to fill out the W-9 form for 1099 employees. So that's important. And then a 1099 tax form will be sent to you before the end of January each year. There's other ways to make money with Critique by Kids. Sometimes, like we've talked about, people are not comfortable setting up their own appointments, but if you're really happy setting up appointments for a review, and you have friends or other people in your fundraising organization that are not comfortable setting up reviews, maybe you could take some time and you can set up reviews for them, and then in that case you would get paid $35 and they would get paid the $40 for conducting the review. So that's another way to make money with Critique by Kids, is setting up appointments for other people. Again, you're going to have to be certified as a Kid Critic Family in order to do that, though. Here's the Kid Critic Family Business Review Checklist. Now, this is separate from the checklist that you take with you when you're conducting the review. This just kind of helps you stay organized and stay on track. It doesn't tell you what to look for during the review. But take outside pictures of the business. Make sure you get the name or the sign of the business outside, and I like to do it inside if they have it inside as well. Talk to the owner or the manager that you have arrived as soon as you get there, and then take several slow panoramic video shots of interior of the establishment. You don't always, when you edit it, you don't always have to go super slow. And sometimes I just do little clips here, little clips there, but do it however you want to, but just make sure that you kind of scan the interior of the business as well, so we can get a good idea of what it looks like. Write down your first impressions when you walked in. How was the smell? How was the staff? How was the decor? I mean, just kind of write down your first thoughts so you have those as notes when you're editing the video. Take several videos of your experience, whatever you're doing, just, get it from different angles. I mean, sometimes if I'm doing a review, I might have my kids play with the same toy over and over and over again, or, I just kind of let them play, and then I go stand in one position and then go to another position, and I get different angles, and just kind of play around with it, have fun with it, and let your kids enjoy their activity, whatever they're doing. And then next, interview the owner or the manager or other staff members. So some of the questions that you might want to ask them is, how long have you been in business? How long have you worked here? What do you like about running this business or managing this business? And what is one of your favorite stories about working here? Just asking them some questions so that you can include that in your video. It adds a personal touch to those videos, and it's really fun and interesting. Take video of you thanking the business for supporting your fundraiser. So you want to do that video snippet and prepare for that video snippet while you're actually at the location for a review. That's not something that you really want to do outside. Maybe once you get home through editing, you want to be able to do what you can while you're there. And then again, this is in bold. We want to make sure that we say this over and over and over again so that it's stressed. Make sure any other patrons who are in the video have signed consent forms. The last 3 steps of conducting a review are to write down your final thoughts of your experience, inform your business representative that you have finished a review and share your experience with them, and make sure to thank them for their time. This concludes the first training video, Getting Started. Make sure to go through all the other training videos and to submit your practice review at info@critiquebykids.com. I'm so excited to see what you come up with and to help you get started as a Kid Critic family. And remember, if you have any questions, be sure to email me at info@critiquebykids.com.